Hello, good evening and welcome. Hey Connie, yeah, thank you, all is well. I've just turned up, I've just turned it on. So we'll start in 5 minutes. I'm in London. Trying a new setup here so that you can see my face and the table, I guess. If I put the cards over here, not incredibly clear, but you know, I will pick cards up. I will pick cards up and show them. So Connie, are you going to have a reading this evening, or are you just going to say hi and and watch the show? It's funny, you know, the live setup. You've got this funny camera with a screen on it. And you can see me, but I can't see you. Anyway, I hope the connection's good and we can communicate nicely. Let me know if there's anything wrong with the sound or the picture. It should be okay. Thank you. What did the cards tell me to do today? Yes, not to what's the word? Waste my strength too much. I've been running around a bit in London, and I've had I've done a few things today, so I'm going to pace myself. It's going to be some nice, slow, leisurely readings. Luckily, I didn't have too much for dinner. Otherwise, I would fall sound asleep. And hello, we have another guest. Dear guests, if you would like a reading, just say yes and I can put you on the list. I mean, the thing is, if you leave a comment, I know you're here, so I'll put you on the list. And if you want a reading, you can just let me know. But it's absolutely fine also just to be there and just, you know. Be a lovely supportive presence for the live. Oh, okay, so Connie, that is your reading. Do I need to know anything? Is that right? Okay, well, we can do that. Connie, is that right? You just want to know if you need to know anything? Yes, okay. We can do that. I have a very good general reading, and it gives you kind of a little fortune cookie pronouncement, which is quite good, even if you don't particularly know whether you need to know something. Okay, so this is for Connie. And Connie, I'm not going to do pick a pile today. I'm just going to read the cards. I need to be in the flow, okay? For Connie, okay. Connie, I'm going to give you a very quick and simple and contained reading. Okay, your issue card here is a reversed Six of Swords. So if you're not quite sure whether you should stay or go in some particular situation, the answer is you have a Ten of Cups, you have a Six of Batons, and you have a reversed Wheel of Fortune. So what I want to tell you is that your happiness and your success, the keys to these things are not out of your control, okay? So I think what I'm getting is this card, should I stay or should I go? It's kind of like I would just stay in whatever, if that resonates for you in any way, because it's not an out of control situation, and it seems to me like you are moving towards happiness and success. So there you are. There's your tarot card pronouncement for today. See if it resonates. Okay. Okay, good. We have a couple more people. You're very welcome, Connie. We have a couple more guests this evening. That was very quick, but sometimes, you know, when the question is so open, it's better to keep the reading quick and very. The German word is begrenzt, sort of contained, succinct, that's the word, because then the succinctness might actually contain something really interesting. Okay, well, there are a couple of other guests here tonight, and it's kind of night in the UK. And my invitation is, if you guys who have joined think that you might want a reading, just say hi in the comments, and then I've got a kind of queue going, okay? If not, then Connie, I would say that if you want to ask a specific question, I'm here for you. I'm basically online and I'm available, and no one else is in the queue. See that there's a fourth guest has joined us. Hi, fourth guest. If you want a reading, just say hi in the comments. Readings are free. You can buy me a coffee if you want to, but it's not an obligation. This is a free service. High Priestess. Hi, High Priestess. High Priestess, would you like a reading this evening? And if so, is it general reading or is it a specific question? I'm going to clear away Connie's cards. That was a nice reading for Connie. I thought it was rather fortunate and rather auspicious. Yes, High Priestess, absolutely possible. That's why I'm here, and it's a pleasure. Do you have a specific question? It's always good if you do, but we can also, okay, general. Okay. Okay, this is general reading for High Priestess. Let's just give you 5 to 7 minutes or so. It's not crowded this evening, which is good. It means we don't have to rush. And I'm not doing pick a pile this evening. I need to be more in the flow. And the picking of the pile, it slows things down. This is a general reading for High Priestess. Let me do the reversals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, it looks like you're facing a bit of a decision at the moment, High Priestess. But there are some quite nice cards on the table. So you've got as your main card, you've got the Lovers. So you might be at a kind of a fork in the road. It might be that you're being required to make an important decision at the moment. But let's see how we can help with that. You can certainly rely on your friends. You've got a Hermit card in the 11th house. You can certainly rely on your friends for advice. And certainly it seems there's an Ace of Pentacles there in the 4th house. It seems that your home life is very stable and supportive. Now, if there's any kind of mental anxiety around finances, that is a reversed 9 of Swords in the 2nd house, which implies that this does not have to be a nightmare. If there is anxiety there, it feels like it's not really real. I think it could just be an illusion. So fingers crossed about that. It does look like, okay, you've got 2 conflicting cards here. You've got a 5 of Pentacles in the 6th house, and you've got a 6 of Cups in the 10th. So, you know, if that's job, and if that's career, it feels like the day-to-day experience of working life might be a bit grim at the moment and might not be very rewarding and might even be giving you financial anxiety. But long-term, career term, 6 is good. It means that it means that the effort that you've made in the past the efforts that you've made in the past are really going to give fruit. Okay. Thank you, High Priestess. Let's see if there's anything else on the table. It feels like your hands are full. That's a 2 of Pentacles in the 12th house, and that. But again, that's sort of a fear. That's sort of an illusion. If you can just get that thought out of your head, it might just dissolve, and you might find that you're quite capable of dealing with the situation. Now let me look at the cards that I haven't spoken about yet. This feeling of things not growing, reversed Empress in the 8th, is going to end. And I think a lot of the anxieties are going to sort of melt away. But you do have people in your life who, and I have the feeling that you have some necessary conversations to be had with some of the important people in your life. You've got a reverse King of Swords in the 3rd. There's somebody you need to communicate with, maybe a man. There's maybe a phone call or an email or a meeting that needs to happen that maybe you're not looking forward to, but it really needs to happen in order for you to progress. That's communication, or maybe it's just something that needs to be communicated, but don't not communicate. Okay. and you've got a reverse Queen of Cups in the 5th and a reverse Queen of Swords in the 9th. It just feels like these are important people around you, and it may even be a configuration of these two queens and a king. It may even be a sort of like a setup of some sort, which needs to be healed, which needs to be resolved, which needs to be, which needs a bit of clarity. I don't really see any disasters here, actually. You do have a 7 of Swords in the 7th. So it might be that someone you're working with or someone that you're closely associated with has made a move or made a decision which you might consider to be a bit sneaky. So it's a bit of a people reading, High Priestess, at the moment. But I think you can definitely deal with it all. I think it's well under control. Okay. Okay. 6:10. High Priestess, I'm going to end there. These are short readings. Of course, if anyone wants a longer reading, you can certainly contact me, and I'm here for that. But for now, we're just doing 5 to 7 minutes each. You're very welcome, High Priestess. Okay, let me look at the ticker. I see there's still a couple of other people. Yeah. Nothing major. I think it's little things, isn't it? It's niggly things, just to clear the energy. Yeah. Okay. Any more for any more? Is there anyone in the live watching who would like a reading? It's not crowded today. And I'm here at least until 7 o'clock UK time. So if anything occurs to you, you can always ask. Or you can just chat. You can ask me things which aren't about tarot. You could ask me what my favorite color is, or what my favorite book is. Actually, I can tell you what my favorite book is at the moment. I'll show you. Just a second. I'm reading this thing here. It's called The Esoteric Tarot by Ronald Decker. And Ronald Decker was one of the people who wrote a book called, he wrote a book with a man called Dummett, Decker and Dummett. They wrote this history of the esoteric tarot, I think it was called, which was very severe, and it kind of debunked tarot quite a lot. It was a very well-researched sort of academic book about tarot history. But anyway, this is less of a debunking thing, it's more fun. So someone else has just said hi. Suzanne, hi. Yes, all is well. Thank you. I hope all is well with you. Suzanne, you're actually, if you want to be, you're next in the queue. It's quite quiet this evening. So if you have a question or if you'd like a reading, general or particular, just let me know. I actually think that the energy is quite good for readings this evening. So yeah, let me know. I was just talking about a book. I was just recommending this book. Okay. But anyway, the great thing about this book is it kind of like sorts out all the arguments about where tarot comes from. And for example, whether or not tarot is connected to the Kabbalah and connected to astrology and stuff like that. You know, these arguments are very controversial because it's so difficult for anyone to be sure. But the research in this book is so good. It's so accurate. And the guy is so he's so brainy. You get the feeling that this really might be sort of the best book about origins of tarot and what tarot cards really are and where they come from. Probably might be the best book around today at the moment. Anyway, I'm here with my cards. I'll give them a shuffle. And I am available. And Suzanne, I could give you a reading. Anyone else online? If you've already had a reading, but you have another specific question, I reckon. Well, you know, it's so quiet this evening. Suzanne, okay. What is the message I am missing or need to learn in this weird period I'm going through? Okay. What is the message I am missing or need to learn in this weird period I'm going through? Okay, Suzanne, I'm going to give you a quick look at that question. What is the message that Suzanne is missing or needs to learn in this weird period she is going through? Suzanne, it seems to me that your main card here is a reversed Knight of Pentacles as your issue card. And it seems to me that for a while now you have been fulfilling the role of someone who is very reliable and who is there for other people or for one other person, and who keeps things going and who makes sure everything happens right. Someone who's very supportive and very sort of an essential, indispensable person. And it might be that this role is just becoming a bit difficult for you at the moment. Now, if that's true, what is the message for you at the moment? Well, you've got Queen of Wands, you've got Nine of Cups, and you've got reversed Judgment. So here's what I'm getting. Queen of Wands is definitely a card of be yourself. It's quite a me time sort of card. The Queen of Wands puts her needs, I would say, first. She's not a bad person. She is just somebody who has a very driving, fiery energy. So sometimes it's good to prioritize your desires, okay? And Nine of Cups, it's also really important to, on the most basic sort of animal level, is that the right word? Creature level. It's important to see that your basic needs are met in terms of this is the card of the full belly. This is the card of making sure that dinner is on the table for you, not necessarily for other people, and that it's a good dinner. In other words, it's a card of fueling up and making sure that your needs are being met. You're being fed on all levels, physically, emotionally, and in terms of and creatively, inspirationally, whatever that means. And that's really interesting. Reversed Judgment card as one of your advice cards. You don't have to change the world at the moment. You don't have to have a massive life change. You don't have to find the ultimate solution to all your problems and to everyone else's problems. You just need to make sure that you're okay. Okay? That's what I'm seeing for you, Suzanne. Okay. Let those images sink in. I hope it resonates. I hope it gives you some good energy. Thanks, Suzanne. So guys, these readings are free of charge. If you're feeling flush and you want to buy me a coffee, you're welcome to. But really just a coffee. And there's a link in my main profile. I have a PayPal account for donations. It's not obligatory. Basically, this is a free service. Connie, yes, I think we all do need to care more for ourselves. Especially when the world gets sort of a bit scary and a bit puzzling. They say, don't they, that that you can't really care for other people unless you have cared for yourself, unless you've made sure that your own basic needs are met. It's like when you're in the aeroplane, you put your life jacket on first, don't you? And then you put the life jacket on the kids. You certainly can't heal other people unless you have some sort of healing for yourself. Okay, we've still got a few people in the live. I'm going to be here probably until 7 unless things go very quiet. Yeah, Connie, I think that's right. And that's it. Connie says, and exactly, we lose sight of ourselves. And I think if you lose sight of yourself and your own needs, then you really can't help other people. And there's a great line in a Bob Dylan song where he says, you try to help someone and you end up making things 1,000 times worse. I think if you're not in a great space yourself, it's not even a good idea to try to help other people. Clearly, if you have dependents, if you have someone who needs you to cook their dinner, or have a little cat who needs looking after, then you carry on looking after that person. But anything more than that, I think you have to be in a good space. I agree. Healthy boundaries, Suzanne says. Oh, thank you, Connie. It's just the cards. It's just the cards. They're very... Oh, it's Candy. Hi, Candy. This is a great privilege. How are you? You can see me, but I can't see you. Are you going to ask me to read your cards? That would be a bit frightening, Candy, because you're such an expert. But sure, that's what I'm doing this evening. If you want me to put down some cards for you. Candy, everyone else, is a great tarotist herself and has a wonderful channel. Yeah. And there was a pack of cards, wasn't there, Candy? The Oracle of Love, and I hated it and Candy liked it. So she got it in the end. Ah, Connie knows Candy. Well, this is very jolly. Does anyone want me to? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Does anyone know that wonderful couple? I think one of them's Dutch and one of them is from one of the Eastern European countries. They're called Jan and Laura, and they did live tarots, and they were fantastic. Beautiful people. I haven't seen them online recently. They did readings on Facebook, and then they did readings on TikTok. They were really good. They still are really good, I guess, somewhere. Oh, well, I'm pleased that everyone knows everyone. Does anyone want me to put down some cards? We've got 6 guests in the live at the moment. And I'm in London. In London for Mum's Memorial. That was on Saturday. Got through that. It was absolutely fine. And it was nice to see lots of old friends and family. And I'm here for 3 more weeks sorting things out. So taking the opportunity to go live and make some videos and things. It's great to be in London because you can go to Watkins Books. And Watkins Books in Cecil Court, it's near Leicester Square. It's, you know, it's probably the best esoteric bookshop in the country, isn't it? And you can just read the books on the shelves and find the best one. Oh, okay. Thanks, Connie. Oh. Well, it's a nice, friendly session this evening. I feel like I'm surrounded by friends. So, yeah. So, yeah, I always go to Watkins, and I sometimes go to... Heavenly 81 has said hi. Hello, Heavenly 81. We're having a lovely live here this evening. There's lots of lovely people in the live. There's Suzanne and Connie and Candy, and we... Oh, Heavenly 81. Okay, so Candy says, Robert, honestly, I'd love a reading about better goal setting tips. Laugh out loud. I failed miserably this year. Well, Candy, I can't believe you failed miserably. I can hardly imagine you failing at all, but miserably. Okay, Candy, well, what I've got is I've got a sort of a 2, 3, 4 card reading, which I'm using quite a lot at the moment because it seems to produce these sort of fortune cookie kind of pronouncements. And so without having the querent in the room and without being able to see and talk, this is the reading I like to use. So I'll put some cards down for you on that subject, and I will just tell you the pronouncement that comes off the cards. and just see if it resonates, see if it kind of triggers anything, okay? Okay, so this is for Candy. A reading about better goal setting tips. A reading about better goal setting tips for Candy. Okay. Candy, what I'm getting is this. You've got, what I do is in this, you can't see the cards, can you? In this particular spread that I do, we have one issue card, and you've got him, that old friend, and then 3 resource suggestion cards. And okay, so you're talking about goal setting, and what we've got here is the guy or the guy-ess who is, in a sense, I would say what I'm getting is obsessed with goals. And the Knight of Wands for me is in a sense, it's the fire energy, we could say fire of fire, almost too fully expressed, okay? So, and then you've got 3, then you've got 3 kind of like purging low point cards here. You've got a 5 of Pentacles, a reversed 10 of Swords, and a Tower. So what I'm getting is that I think the most interesting card here is Tower, which I read as chasing the devils out of the house. You said you failed miserably. Those were your words, and I joked about it. And I think what I'm getting here, you've got a reversed 10 of Swords. So I don't think you did fail miserably. I mean, that perhaps is failed miserably. That's a no. You didn't. And here we have a card which I think applies to a lot of people at the moment, is that these are difficult times. And frankly, our real capital at the moment is our relationships. So I think if you look at this guy, and then with regard to this, it's really a matter of seeing your desire to set goals within a context of difficult times. You're not failing miserably, and I think what you could do before you set your next round of goals is to chase the devils out of the house, which might mean just to see if there's any corner of your mental world which contains sort of unresolved thoughts, maybe unresolved desires or ambivalences about desires. So it seems that before you canter ahead with the goal setting, a period of devils chasing devils out the house might be the way ahead. There's my fortune cookie pronouncement, Candy. I will leave it at that. These are short readings. I hope it does something for you. That's Candy's reading. Oh, it was bang on. Good. Very, very pleased. You're welcome. Hello, Evans Bowen. Chase those devils, Candy. I think so. Okay, we've got a request from Heavenly81, and we've also got Evans Bowen who said hello. So Evans, I'll put you on the list in case you do want a reading after Heavenly81. Oh, thank you, Candy. I feel nervous when I read the cards for you because you know, you're a tarot celebrity. Everyone knows everyone, apparently. Anyway, I'm going to go back and I'm going to answer Heavenly81's question. Could you give a reading on how to listen better to intuition for us all? Could you give a reading on how to listen better to intuition for us all? Okay. Here's a reading on how to listen to intuition better for us all. Well, okay, I've done one of my fortune cookie readings, and the issue is that Three of Swords, in a sense, mental stress. Okay, so I think the whole thing about intuition is that intuitional knowledge is not normal mental knowledge. It's not normal mental thinking. So the mind, the rational mind, becomes stressed when you say, now I want to be intuitional. What's the advice? We've got 3 cards here. We've got a Hanged Man. We've got a reversed Ace of Cups, and we've got a reversed 9 of Battens. So it's quite clear language, I think, really. We need to let go of that mental stress and that anxiety. And then reverse 8 of Cups, stay with it. Don't give up. Don't say, okay, I can't do it. Just stay with it through that anxiety. And this is if you're actually doing something, I think this applies to a real intuitional sort of practice, like reading the cards, meditating, picking up stuff from dreams. It's when you're being, I think, actively intuitional. So stay with the process that you've given yourself, whatever you've chosen to do. Don't be scared off. And the words I'm getting for this one, reverse 9 of Battens, is don't be defensive. Again, I think the rational mind likes to say, no, that's not true. I've got no evidence for that. I'm making that up. Just calm that rational mind down and tell it not to be so defensive. Tell it to take a back seat while you're doing your intuitional work. Okay. That's my reading for that question. Okay. That was the question that Heavenly81 put into the chat. So, we have Larch Tarot is now in the chat. Hi, Larch Tarot. I was watching you on the telly. Good to hear you're in London. Yes, I'm in London. Hi. You can see me walking on the streets of London. Hi, Larch Tarot. Hi, Larch. Well, it's very jolly in the live today, isn't it? It's almost more chatting than tarot card reading, but I'm fine with that because it's exhausting being in London, isn't it? It's exhausting and it's expensive. A coffee costs £5. I have been to Atlantis Books. Larch Tarot, which one is Treadwell's? I'm going to make a note of this if it's a shop I don't know about. Treadwell's. There's a shop. I like Atlantis Books. I mean, Watkins is just got such a great selection, and downstairs at Watkins is incredible because you've got all those second-hand books and £5 for a coffee. Ooh, thank you. Oh no, sorry. You're talking about. I thought you meant you'd sent me £5 for a coffee. That's what a coffee does cost in London. Yes, it costs £4.95. Sorry, I'm behaving very badly. Store Street. I'm not sure. Is Store Street off Tottenham Court Road? Because if it is, I think I've been there, and I think I found it a bit strange. Treadwell's. Oh, Candy, you never went to Watkins. When you're next in town, the Cecil Court, I really recommend it. It's a very unusual shop. It's lovely. Waterstones in Gower Street. Yeah, I think I know the one you mean. Yeah, I found that whole street had a strange atmosphere. Like it was a lot of shops who were sort of pretending to be old, but actually they were all brand new. I found the shop a bit like a Harry Potter film set, actually. But you know, I'm more on the tarot side and less on the witchy side, actually. Not that I'm against witchy things, but it's just a matter of taste. Oh, I used to live in Brighton. Heavenly 81. I know, Brighton is very nice. The North Lanes, I spent years and years traipsing around the junk shops in the North Lanes, picking up little bargains. That's another way of possibly wasting time. So we've got Evan Bowen and Larch Tarot, and I haven't read for either of you guys yet. So you're on the list if you have a question. But as I say, Evans Bowen, if we're just chatting this evening, that's also absolutely fine, because then I can restock my batteries and have a spot of dinner. The lady in Atlantis Books, what's she called? Geraldine. She's awfully nice, and if you catch her when she's got time and she's got time to chat, she's very helpful and she'll give you recommendations. The people in Watkins are also very nice. I've recently discovered Jane Roberts as an author. You know, the author of the Seth books. It took me a long time to discover those books. They're absolutely great. And I was in Watkins, and one of the guys who works there was also a Seth fan. Evans, whatever you are up for. I'm up for giving you a reading if you want. But I need you to indicate what kind of reading, or whether there's any particular question. The Seth books, yeah. I think the Seth books kind of are the beginning of the New Age. There's so much in the Seth books that we now sort of take for granted, but which was completely new at the time. And it doesn't all come from old Eastern religions. It's new, some of it anyway. I think it's really, really good. And my mum passed away in August, and I was reading Seth books, and I was kind of fine, because those books they're so convincing, and that it's so real, the way he talks about life and, reincarnation, and what happens after you pass over. It's brilliant. And so I was reading the right books, basically. And now I'm a big Seth fan. Okay, Evans Byrne says, yes, please. I'm recovering from ankle surgery. Oh, wow. And would like some indication of what's ahead for my recovery. Okay, Evans, I take it that you're happy with your medical care. But I think what I'll do is if there's anything else that you'd like, any other details you'd like to give me, then do, but I will do a 7-card reading for you. Thank you, Candy. I'm embarrassed now. I wasn't hinting. I was just excited. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to do a 7-card reading for Evans. And then there'll probably be time for one more. So if anyone else has a question, just jot it down. Okay, so this is for Evans, an indication of what's ahead for Evans for his recovery. 8 weeks in a chair and a lot of pain. Okay, Maureen, I'll just put Maureen here, Evans, and then we got Maureen. Okay, so what's in store for... What's ahead for Evans's recovery? Okay, 7 cards for Evans's recovery. So, okay, I'm just going to speak as it comes up. Your past, in the past, it has cost you, right? This whole thing, it has cost you. I don't even need to go into the details of what I'm saying, because these are quick readings and they're kind of mnemomic. They're a bit fortune cookie-like. But I'm sure you know what I mean by that. Whether it's time, pain, money, loss of this or that, it has cost you. Present circumstances, Wheel of Fortune. This, for me, is the card of things being out of your control. It's that feeling of, it's out of my control. There's nothing I can do. I am at the victim of fate. But look, future conditions, the Strength card. Do I need even to interpret that for you, Evans? It's strength. That's what lies in your future. Strength. Now we've got an advice card, environment, obstacles, and likely outcome. Well, I will read your likely outcome card immediately after the strength card. Look, you've got the Knight of Pentacles, feet on the ground, present, again, strong and able to take care of business. That's where it's going. Now, you've got two women cropping up. And you've got one, quite frankly, one who's supportive and one who isn't. And I hope I'm not like gonna cause some frightful rift. But maybe I should say nothing more than that. But it seems that there is a female or feminine presence who is very nurturing in your environment. And it seems that there's a kind of somebody who has said something in your ear, again, female or feminine personality, that is kind of set you back a bit. I feel that's, I don't think anyone's screwed up your medical care. I feel that's somebody who said something which has made you, set you on a course towards feeling disappointed or discombobulated. I'm going to go back in the chat. 8 weeks in chair and a lot of pain. Evans, your advice card is Chariot, and I do associate the Chariot with a chair. Chariot, chair, a thing with wheels. And advice cards are often cards of acceptance. I'm afraid the cards are, what I'm seeing in the cards are, you have to accept this chair situation for now, because you are going towards a situation of strength and feet on the ground and more strength, quite frankly. I don't have in my practice time estimates, but I think that's like a really nice reading, and just hang in there. I think the spirit guides, the universe is with you, and you're going to be fine. Okay. Evans, that was your reading. Now for me, it's a matter of seeing who else wants reading, and seeing if I can get it all in the right order. There seems to be a little bit of chat while I was talking to Evans. That's Maureen. Thanks, Candy. Crystal Magic, hello. I'll put you on the list. Hi, Crystal Magic. Hi there. J. Carlos, hi, J. Carlos. I can answer a question, yes. And I will, Crystal Magic. Bye, Candy. That's right, Evans. You're going to be absolutely fine. Very, very good. So, Carlos, yes, I can answer a question. I've got Maureen, I've got Crystal Magic, I've got Carlos. I'm happy to stay till a bit after 7, but Maureen has asked a question, so I'm going to answer that first. What did Maureen say? I'm looking after my 99-year-old mother. That's a good age, isn't it? Could you possibly give me a little reading as to the next 6 months? Okay. This is a reading about Maureen over the next 6 months. And Maureen's looking after her 99-year-old mother. Maureen, this is very, it's very delicate, isn't it? When one talks about this, especially in public. And you probably know how tarot cards work. That the death card doesn't necessarily mean death. Nevertheless, this is an issue and suggestions reading. So I mean, Maureen, my mum passed away in August, and she was 95, and there was this great feeling of I suppose instability and the preciousness of life when someone is that old, and one is aware of the fact that the person, you know, doesn't have a huge amount of time ahead of them. So this is the issue. This is not the prediction. Okay. So one goes through life, like, in a sense, dealing with that perception, and in this reading that I do, I have 3 suggestion cards. We've got the Moon, we've got a reversed 6 of Cups, and we've got the Star. Okay, so the Moon. This is a testing time, and to some extent it's one of those times where you have to rely on your own strength, and you have to go through that particular story and just have faith. And the reason why you can have faith is because the Star is also there. The Star is the star of hope. The Star does guide you. And another interesting suggestion, your 3rd suggestion, is a reversed 6 of Cups. And a reversed 6 of Cups really is about the future. It's you know, upright, it's the past, isn't it? But when it's reversed, we start to look to the future. And so I think when you have a very old parent, it's bittersweet, isn't it? Because you think about the past a lot, and it feels like that person's life is very much sort of in the past, but actually, you know, they are going forward into the future in a way that might be exciting and magical. So those are the cards I've got for you, Maureen. Those are the cards that needed to come through. I hope they give you something, and I hope they make your life and your mother's life nicer in some way. Okay, guys, we're coming up to 7, and I need to see if there's anyone else in the chat who has asked a question. J. Carlos, message retracted. Larch by Candy. J. Carlos. I met a girl who seemed amazing, but she got a little bit distant over texting. I'm not sure if she's right for me, and I would like to know if she's interested, and if it's good to give her a chance, because she gives me mixed readings. Maureen, thanks for your message. It is a special and beautiful time. I think with the cards, we've said all we need to say. Let me go back to J. Carlos. Okay, this might be the last reading I do this evening, folks. If there's anyone else who has been waiting to send in their question, send it now, because once we get to 7, I do have other commitments, and I'd prefer to stop around 7 o'clock. Okay, J. Carlos, I'm going to do a very simple 3-card reading for you, the girl, and what's going on between you, okay? This is for J. Carlos. You've got the sun, J. Carlos, so the signals that you're giving out are very clear, okay? That's the sun gives the clearest signals. Now, where she's at is the judgment card. So it sounds like she is in a transitional moment. She's changing. This is an important and unusual time for her. Okay, so don't expect her to speak exactly the same language as you. Don't expect her to be on exactly the same wavelength as you. They're two great cards, but they're very different moods, aren't they? This is very stable. This is very excitable. This is very transitional. But you know what? And this is the card symbolizing the relationship between you, as it is, what's going on between you. Now, I think that's a card of fruitfulness. I think it's quite solid, quite grounded. If the King of Pentacles feels quite secure, doesn't he? So I would give her a second chance. I think there is a good vibration there. It's definitely worth exploring. Be careful with the communication. Don't take offense or don't misunderstand. Just give her the benefit of the doubt and then just see what transpires. Just give it another chance, I would say. Okay, Crystal Magic. This will be the last reading I do tonight. My 20-year-old daughter and I have always been very close, or at least I thought we were, because of financial problems during COVID and living in poor conditions. A 68 women she met through LGBTQ Center helped her out a lot, and she started pulling away. She eventually told me she hates me and never wants to see me again, and I haven't heard from her in over 3 months. Is that a 68-year-old woman she met through an LGBTQ center, helped her out a lot, and she started pulling away? Huh. Okay, Crystal, that's a really difficult situation, isn't it? And I won't tell you what I think. I'll tell you what the cards say. Okay? I mean, I don't know what I think, but if you would like me to put down 3 cards, I will. You, your daughter, and the relationship, and let's just see if we have any indication, any help there. This is Crystal Magic and Crystal Magic's daughter. Crystal, the card I got for you is this. And so I can see that this is really heavy for you, this situation. And the card I've got here is in the position for your daughter is reversed Queen of Cups. So that I think refers to the woman who helped her out, and reversed Queen of Cups is someone who does cause confusion. And the relationship card, I got the Pope. And what I would say about Pope is that is Taurus. And Taurus is a very stubborn card. It feels like the situation is kind of stuck. And it feels like those two cards are both quite unfortunate cards. They're both, you know, if that's you and that's the influence that she's under, neither of those people are in a particularly happy frame of mind. I think that's an advice card for us here, a reversed Seven of Swords. I think the advice is, I would just like, don't have a strategy about this. I would say, don't have too much of a plan to remedy it. I think you just have to wait. You just have to wait until something happens, some kind of in some way the energy really changes, and there's a kind of like and your daughter can let go of whatever difficult ideas or beliefs she's holding on to. Okay, Crystal Magic, that's my reading for you. I'm going to wrap up. That I see that, J. Carlos, you've asked me some more questions about that reading. It's difficult for me to go into it in detail because you're not here. It's not a one-to-one. And these readings that I'm doing, they're kind of, they're quite concise. They're quite limited, and they might be kind of like a bit like riddles, but they're all we have at the moment in this context of this live. So what I got from that is that she is going through something that you don't know about. And I can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you that you might be on the same wavelength. So from those cards, I would suggest that you give her the benefit of the doubt, and if necessary, just let her come to you. If it's really painful for you and it's breaking your heart and you can't stand it, then you need to protect yourself, clearly. It might be that she's so on a different wavelength, that she's going through such a different experience that she can't be receptive to you. And clearly your energy is very generous and very clear and very direct, and there's nothing more that you can do except be yourself. I'm afraid that's all I can say for this evening. Crystal, thank you. Thanks, J. Carlos. That's all I can say for this evening. Thanks, Suzanne. Thank you, everyone. Don't worry about typos and poor grammar. I'm constantly talking nonsense. Jacos, I'm glad it was helpful. It does sound like one of those perplexing situations. You're welcome, Larch Tarot. Oh, A McGee says nice, nice. Guys, thank you all for joining me. I have to look after my own energy a little bit at the moment. So it's 7:10. Crystal, you're very welcome. This is my chosen job. I've chosen to be a YouTuber, and I'm working hard because I want it to go well. I want to grow my channel. I want to monetize, and I want to be, I want to earn money from those adverts so that I can actually earn money from my passion, which is reading tarot. So that's why I'm here. It's what's the word? A great pleasure to read for you all. It helps me to be a better reader, and if it's helpful, so much the better. And I will have a nice cup of tea. Thank you very much. Okay, everyone, shall we all go home now? Anything else that we need to take care of? I think that's good, isn't it? Bye, everyone. Bye. Thanks for a lovely session. It was the best one, wasn't it? It was a really jolly one. A very nice group of people. So thanks. Bye. 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 Bye, Angie. I will. Bye-bye. I'm going to end it now, everyone. Bye-bye.